Hi, I'm Erika Murray, a lawyer with PCK Intellectual Property, and today I'm here with Andrew Currier, the CEO of PCK. Today we're going to be talking about the needs of large volume filers. So Andrew, what is a large volume filer and how do we meet those needs?
So a large volume filer I would put as anybody that is filing at least 50 cases a year, patent cases or trademarks, but probably more in the nature of 100 or even 500 or up to 1,000 cases a year. In terms of what we think their major needs are, drafting quality, timeliness, and cost predictability are the three items I just hear over and over again as what's important.
Okay, so we have drafting quality,
Yep.
timeliness,
Yep.
as well as cost predictability.
Exactly.
Okay, so when we're talking about drafting, what makes PCK the best or top drafters in the country?
A lot of ways what we do is really just stick to basics. We make sure that we're hiring excellent people. We look for technical qualifications. I think maybe something's a little different is we look for writing skills as well. We also look for incredible people skills, people that can actually really listen very carefully to what the inventions are and relate that to the client's business and be able to communicate that back to the client before they get down to actually writing the application.
Okay, so in addition to drafting, it's timeliness of the drafting as well as everything else that the patent or trademark systems encompass.
Absolutely. The timeliness piece is a lot harder to capture than it might be. And we know that our large volume filers, they've got deadlines that they've got to meet and they've got those quality deadlines to meet. These are really, really tough things. They've got to keep a high quality case and they got to hit certain deadlines. So what we have is a system that we call Otto, which is a really advanced piece of software that tracks everything from the full life cycle of the IP document. I'll talk about patents instead of trademarks for the moment. We do the same thing on both sides. On the patent side, we track right from invention disclosure all the way to issuance, every step along the way during the drafting, to the office actions, allowances, issuances, appeals. These are all Gantt charted, which is a kind of technical term for saying we have every single milestone and deadline calculated in our system. We aggregate and collect all that at the beginning. So this means that if a client comes to us and says they want their patent application draft in 8 weeks, that goes in our system right away, as well as a whole bunch of intermediate steps get calculated. When do we have to have that invention disclosure done? When do we have to have that first draft to the client? When do we have to have the paperwork signed so that we know that we can meet that 8-week deadline? And when you're handling large volumes, you've got to have a massive tickler system that is going to keep track of everything going in the firm. Same thing happens when an office action comes in. Most clients, they want that out to them within 5 days. Our system, and actually this part's really cool, we've got a lot of automation that even picks up the office action automatically from the patent office and sends it out to the client and to the attorney, all basically automatically in the background. This goes right through to the office action response, to the allowance, to the paying the issue fee. It's really about this really cool back-end system that we've got that aggregates everything, and we program all of the client's needs, all of their service level requirements, so the client meets their performance indexes. We're tracking them. We know what the client needs to hit. We know them, we track them, and we make sure that we hit them for everybody.
So we have drafting, timeliness, and then cost predictability.
Absolutely.
So it's not low cost, but it's cost predictability, which is very important for large volume filers.
Yeah, we try to emphasize value, and within value is transparency that you're achieving that value. Most large volume filers these days, of course, they're working within budgets themselves. They know, and also it's pretty easy to know in the marketplace what things are worth and where value lies. And so when we have that timeliness discussion about, when do you want that first draft filed by? When do you want that office action done? And we're collecting all that information from the clients. We're also collecting from them the fees that they expect to pay at each step of the way. Really, the really cool thing here, Erika, is we've done away with the billable hour. Even office actions, they're all done on flat fee schedules as well. The attorneys are happy for it. They don't sit there and are tortured by the clock. All of these prices are built right into the system. So at that exact same time that we mark that a particular task is being done, it goes off, looks up the client fee schedule, and puts it directly on the client invoice. Clients absolutely love this part of it. It's simple, it's transparent. The invoices come in, they can understand them, and they know what to expect.
And even on the prosecution side.
Yeah, so many people, I'm surprised they say this, office actions, they're impossible to do on flat fee. We don't find that the case at all. We put some tiers in place. We look for low, medium, difficult, and we will assess at the beginning which one it is. If necessary with the client, we have a discussion about which tier it falls into. But no, even the office actions, we don't need to use hourly rates. That's all tied into the flat fee system as well.
Wow, so you've actually done away with the billable hour.
You bet. Everybody loves that.
So Andrew, to recap, the three most important things for our large volume filers is excellent drafting, timeliness, as well as cost predictability. So how do we onboard large volume filers?
That's a great question. It's a discovery process undertaken by myself or Steve or somebody else in the firm who works with the onboarding process. What we do is we sit down with the client, and they've usually got a drafting requirements document. There's certain language they like to use or way things they want phrased, page lengths, number of claims, how the claims look. And so we get a very good look at that drafting guide, study it closely. We collect what the timeline requirements are for the client, how quickly they want something filed, when do they want their office actions responded by, get those dates collected, and then we also collect the fees, the flat fees that the client, working with us, providing value for each one of those stages. We collect those fees and enter both the timelines and the fees into our database so that our system knows how to actually calculate them automatically for our attorneys. And then I think one of the most important parts is when you get back to that drafting requirements is at this stage of the game, you're going to be paired up with one of our senior attorneys who is going to become intimately familiar with all of the needs of the client. And at this page, it's really about relationship. It's our top attorneys working with the top attorneys inside our clients, forming a close bond and relationship. And by having all of those fees and everything else programmed in the back end, this is a distraction that these guys don't have to focus on. The attorneys can simply work together on making sure that you get those excellent cases drafted as the client needs it on time and for the prices that we've discussed.
So thank you, Andrew, for sharing with us how PCK works with its large volume filers. And thank you everyone for listening today. Please do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Erika Murray, or Andrew Currier, or anyone else at the firm. Should we be able to help you with any of your IP needs, we'd love to hear from you.